Okay, well, welcome everyone to the October 16th Festival of Chimes and Lights Committee meeting. We're popping right in with, oh, here comes Emin, yay. Hi, Emin, welcome. I think I'll have we'll switch things around just a little bit and have Janine give the update on the tree decorating contest.
All right. So I was out last week and it looks like we did have a couple more people put in for their trees, but it does look like we still have over half of them available to be sponsored. But now that I am back, oh, sorry, let me admit someone else in here.
Okay.
Now that I'm back, I'm really going to be pushing it out on social media, our website, get the link on our front page, start getting the notices out. So yeah, it's moving along. Usually it goes a little faster near the end of the year. So it's filling up quick. And I did hear back from Jerry with our trees that our trees are ordered and we should be good to go. They are the different kind of trees, but he assures us they will be good trees.
Right. So we're going with Doug firs this year instead of our nobles. Doug firs are not known to last quite as long, but they're sturdy. They should be nice shape and they were a good value. So that's good for us. We'll kind of have to see how long they last. Usually we have pretty good wet weather that helps with that. So I'm not too worried. And with the additional savings, we're keeping the price the same at 55. But with the additional savings, we're using some of those funds because we have to have new lights on our tree. I think most of you have heard Chimes and Lights will be taking place on the opposite side of City Hall across the street in the boat launch parking lot. We'll be facing the waterfront in summary. We'll have, I believe we're going to have a main stage, a rather nice main stage that has protection, a bit of protection from the elements, and has a nice profile to it. So that will be facing again the waterfront. And if you maybe Janine, if you could find that little map thing or that satellite image, that's
Yeah.
so helpful to have. Then we can be showing. So well, the area in front of the curb is where the main stage will set up. So we'll be blocking off part of that boat launch parking lot, pretty much where the paint striping starts for the parking is where it'll be roped off so that all of the attendees will be behind the roping and it will allow plenty of space for the band members to march in and to perform. Oh, this is so nice to have you guys. Thank you, Janine.
You're
So
welcome.
you can kind of see where the restrooms are, and that there's a tree kind of behind the restroom that's one of the largest there. Believe it or not, that will actually be our tree. And what we want to do, Public Works and others, is to light that up with white lights rather than colored, so it really pops out. And then we've ordered a tree topper that is a substantial star type tree topper. Again, it will draw a lot of attention to it and give it some height. So there was a suggestion of perhaps having our tree attached to one of the light poles in the parking lot, but given the winds and the crowds and everything, we opted not to do that. Those trees are big, and the reason it stands at City Hall is because we actually have a big uh, hole, concrete hole that supports an area that supports the base of the tree, and then it's secured. We didn't want to risk that being out in the open. So where these vehicles are parked, where you see the vehicles with their boats, right here, is where the main stage will be. And so we'll be looking, the audience will be looking out to the waterfront, and the tree will be lit up back in that area, and that's where everybody will perform. Gus has looked at it from Gordon Sound, and he and his partner have really thought that they have no issues. They do have a generator that they're going to be making use of, so we don't have to worry so much about the electrical hookup there. It's what we have to do. City Hall is under construction, as you've seen, and the police parking lot will be staged with construction materials So what we will have, and Janine will point out, is the band will meet alongside the sheet metal place and in stage in the back area there. That area, I believe, belongs to the port. So that's where the band will get set up, and Santa will be with the fire truck. And then Santa will be led by the band and come up to this area. Oh, you know what, you guys? Do you know this is the first time that I even knew that that little area of street was called Kitsap Street? I never knew it was a continuation. I've never seen that on a map before. Okay, so Kitsap Street, which is my street, um,
I didn't know
actually,
either.
yeah. So the band will configure back behind the sheet metal place and march on the Kitsap Street, turn onto Bay, march past City Hall, turn left into the parking lot, the boat launch parking lot, and assemble right here in front of what will be the main stage to perform. And I would imagine that we can have them turn towards the audience. So their backs will be to the waterfront as they perform. And then Santa will follow, and everything will be directed then from that area. So that's kind of the scoop. The tree will be lit. The tree lighter will flip the switch, so to speak, and light up the tree. The band will perform, and then they will all leave the same way they came, with the band marching out and leading Santa and taking a left out of the parking lot and then going to, we figured, you guys, where did we have them go? Orchard? No,
I think
we're
we were,
having them.
was it Frederick and then take a left up here?
No, not as far as Frederick. I don't think, I mean, we've been talking Frederick, but I think what we ended up with is maybe, you know what? It can't be Frederick. Now that I'm looking at this, and I even used Frederick as a term. That isn't going to work because the parking lot will be well, we'll get it confirmed. But Santa will end up at the Kitsap Bank drive-through.
Chris did want me to mention that the route will be changed because of the construction and the parking lot being blocked off.
Okay, so Chris wanted you to say that we would not use Frederick, Ian?
Or that we wouldn't, that it would just be changed. I think
Okay.
if we had to, it
Yeah.
would be to bypass, the parking lot there.
I can fill in real quick, Cindy, if that's okay.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, thank you, Ian. Yes, the construction company for our Marina lift station, they are on site today. They're trying to put fencing and closing out the parking lot for that whole area along our lift station. So pretty much anything north of that old Kitsap Bank drive-through, that's going to be blocked off. I made a kind of a borderline plan as far as what would be available. But yeah, the only road that we would have accessible would be Orchard Street, which is that one where Janine has right there. And that's pretty much the end of the line because everything else will be kind of closed off. Lot 2 behind Josephine's, that'll have like a U-turn kind of blocked off area.
Sure.
And anything that's around the Lot 1 area will be blocked off.
Well, there you have it, folks. We have a lot of obstacles this year. And
Prospect,
Just a few.
Prospect isn't an option, is it?
I'm sorry, Emmon?
Prospect isn't an option, is it?
No. As far as what, though?
As far as the band's route just after they march, because it's so nice to be able to see them by the library, but I understand if it can't happen.
Oh, no, I'm afraid we don't have street closures up there, and that's going to be an alternate route for traffic. So, no, I'm afraid not. This year is the trickiest year probably ever. And the police were not wanting to have any kind of major pedestrian passage through areas where there's going to be traffic. And it looks to me like Chris and you and Ian, we are basically cutting off traffic on Bay Street at Sydney and to all the way to City Hall. And then the parking lots will be open behind the businesses. So there'll be access and bus service through Harrison, Waterfront, by the library, coming up Sydney and going straight up the hill. All of that will still be open with parking still behind the businesses. And just as Chris was describing, the parking will be open, but there'll be kind of a U-turn at the end of that. And no traffic will be allowed beyond this parking lot that Janine is circling. So we've got multiple projects going on. It just keeps changing. However, Chris and Ian, confirm please, we still will have pedestrians being able to go waterfront past the marina station all the way to the lit boat parade, etc., right? And to the library?
Correct. That area will still be open. No, as far as I know, we're not closing anything else off on that side.
Okay.
And when it comes to the contractors that are doing our lift station upgrade, we can have them move the fence line just a little bit further. That way they have access to that pathway.
Okay. And that is quite necessary because there will still be the lit boats and we want access to the entertainment and the open house at the library. But people are going to have to be careful because there will be traffic.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the Gantt chart that the contractors made because I
Okay.
know they're going to tie into our water line that's right between lots 1 and lot 2. But when is that scheduled? I'm not quite sure if it's going to happen before the event or after. Because I know they got a lot on their plate, but I'm not sure how fast they're going to go towards tying into the new water line.
Okay. So that confirms that the band will have to take Orchard and then turn left into the Kitsap Bank parking area. Oh, right. It's actually turning. Well, we'll figure this out. Actually, it would have to almost go, you guys, to the right in front of it and come down rather than to the right and go up, I think. But I'm not sure on this. Not 100% sure. Got to work that out. But apparently, we still are going to have the Pooch and Pet Parade, which will be before Chimes and Lights, the actual lighting of the tree. And that will still take place in the Kitsap Bank drive-through area. I am confirming this still with Kitsap Bank, but I think they're on board with all of that. And then afterwards, that is going to be where Santa will be to greet the kids and have photos taken. So still working out a little bit of the logistical aspects of it because as you can see and hear, we have changes like weekly now. So, but it will be figured out and I think it'll be fine. And actually, if we are given access to the Kitsap Bank drive-through area, that is kind of a nice place to stage Santa and the kids, a bit more protection.
Cindy, I have a question for you.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
With the pet parade being under there as well,
Yeah.
what time and how would we get into that area to set up what we're doing with Santa?
That's a really good question. You know,
Because
we'll
we
have
have to unload canopy and vehicles and lights and all that kind of stuff. So I just need to know what route would we take to get in there to unload?
I'm
You
going to
don't
put
have
that
to
on
have
our list, Sharon. Those are good questions and I'll have to find that out.
Okay.
So, access for Santa setup.
Yeah.
Okay, and you guys, this is probably a little bunny trail break here. I'm not sure if you've read the sign or if you know, but Larry Stokes passed away. And Larry, yes, I know, shocking. I know Sharon, do you know more about him?
No, I don't. Other than
Okay.
he had notified Sonny Selbig, and then Sandy passed it out to all of our club members that he passed away while in the hospital.
Oh, he had been hospitalized. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I hadn't heard, and I don't know details, but we're
Yeah.
losing some giants, and some amazing people from our past.
I know he had kidney issues and he had been on dialysis and he had been hospitalized once before.
I see. So Dick List and Larry, I mean, this has been a year
Yeah.
losing. Mm. So anyway, Larry in the past has allowed us to use his Slayer, and Sharon has taken care of all of that.
We
And
won't
this
have
year,
a sleigh this year unless I can get Brian or Weiler to deliver one, which I'll be talking to Brian to see if he will do that.
okay. And Sharon, was it you that had the Santa?
Yes.
Okay. Separately, can you send me contact information so I can get some write up on him?
Yes.
Her?
As soon as it's confirmed, we're working with that one place on her Santa that she uses. And as soon as she confirms that it's a done deal, I'll let you know.
Thank you. Okay. And it's just Santa, not a Mrs., right?
Correct.
Okay. Cool. Because I've got to get that information into the brochure. So do you think you'll know within a week or so?
I will email Jamie and ask her.
Okay. That would be so helpful.
Okay. All
There's a
right.
few things that are left. Okay, cool. Thank you. So clearly we've got to work out the logistics of the Kids at Bank drive-through, confirm that everything is clear and cool. And that's why these committee meetings will be really important, because we'll have updates as we move forward and get some of this worked out. But City Hall, of course, will not be accessible at all, and we'll probably put up our big Santa feature, our lit Santa, to kind of block City Hall, to keep people from going, thinking that they should go there. And Janine, of course, will be making note on the website that we'll have an alternative place for the festival. But once you're down there, basically people could get there and you just say turn around and they'd be there. So they just head across the street and they'll be in the parking lot, the boat launch parking lot already set up, and it will be clear. But all of our materials this year that come out, or any kind of advertising, will make note of it just being across the street. Not too much protection over in that parking lot. That's one thing that I haven't worked out at all, is the possibility of some kind of tent or something over there. I don't have that worked out. And plus it would go into, this is all paved. So we can't put anything through pavement. Yeah, to be determined if we have some kind of tent. And that's pretty expensive too. Lots to work out. But the schedule is actually coming together, and thank you, Emin, for contacting the choirs and getting that worked out. The community chorale is back, and they'll be performing just before we do the tree lighting. And they're always fun to have, as well as the Ethiopians, Cedar Heights, and Marcus Whitman choirs. So those choirs are lined up. And there's a dance troupe that was asking too. I've got to look into that one dance troupe to find out if they're still wanting to do that. They contacted me a while ago. Let's see. So we'll be focused on selling these sponsorships for the trees in the next couple of weeks. The ads will go out. Janine's going to be pushing those. We'll get those sold and sponsored actually. Let's see what else do we have to talk about. Chris, do you have information on Sydney Museum? Are you guys going to have an open house?
We're going to have an open house. We're
Okay.
going to do pictures with Santa
Okay.
at the log cabin.
Okay. In the past, you had a 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock open house listing and had hot chocolate, cider, coffee, and Christmas treats. Is that still an accurate listing?
That is still an accurate listing.
Okay.
How
Then
long
we'll
is the festival going? I mean, the 7 o'clock was because that was how long the you all had planned it for.
Yeah, I think we kind of are saying 7:30. And that's just
Okay.
for clearing out and everything. Public Works, what time are you guys gonna start taking down, do you know?
Not entirely sure. Mhm.
Okay. Usually it's around 7:30. It clears out pretty fast after the kids are done with Santa. And,
Leave it till 7 then, and we'll just stay open till then.
okay, I'll do that. I was just looking to see. So the band plays in front of the main stage until from 5:40 to 6 o'clock. And after 6 o'clock is when the band leads Santa now over to Orchard, and then we'll lead to the drive-through, the Kitsap Bank drive-through. So it's not a very long ways to go. And then after that, that will be Santa greeting the kids. And we still have to figure out, Sir Optimus, where you're going to be located for your treats. Do you guys have a preferred area?
Well, we were there on that corner by the drive-through. Is it still possible to stay there and then, and I don't know, move up on the side? Because you're going to open that up to traffic after the pet parade, right? Did I hear that correctly?
After the pet parade, it will be open for the band, but not regular traffic.
Okay, because usually when we open it up, the pet parade people we're usually done quickly because
Yes.
kind of wipe us out anyway. So we were like, where I'm talking about the corner. Let's see, where's the drive-through? Right here?
Janine's pointing to the drive-through.
Yeah, we're usually on the corner there by the drive-through.
Which corner?
Where's the bank? Show me where the bank, the main.
Left.
Okay, right here. Between, there's the main bank in the parking lot. We're at the edge of the parking lot, right across from the drive-through, right there where the arrow is.
Oh, yeah, you're right there.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's a rather ideal location.
Yeah, and we always, like last year, we ran out really quickly because the people were coming for the pet parade, and so it worked.
Yes.
Really well. That's where we've been the last couple of years.
Okay. Well, Janine, that actually does seem like a good location. We can make note of it for our map and everything too then, right there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll confirm everything with Kitsap Bank, of course. But that is perfect. Now
We're usually on the street there, just off the edge there.
Okay.
by the sun. Yeah, mhm.
Oh, that's really ideal. Okay, that's perfect. We have to still check with some of our other vendors to see if they'll be coming. I don't know if Bible Baptist is going to be coming in some of those yet. We'll check with them this week so we can get that on the schedule. So, any other questions for the minute?
And what date, Janine, what date they can start decorating? I lost that date. The trees.
It is, I actually just had that up. Just bear with me for 1 second.
The trees are going in the 1st through the 3rd, I think.
Third. Yes, yep. And so, city will place trees and planters the 1st through the 3rd. So basically, once your tree is up and you see it, you can start decorating. But
Okay.
On the application, it says decorating will take place November 6th through the 23rd. But
Gotcha. Okay.
I would think, Cindy, would it be okay if as soon as their tree is, they see that it's in their planter, they can start
Yeah,
decorating?
yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
The only thing is,
What I always did was
what, Ian?
print this whole section.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's somebody else talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The only thing is, if they start a little bit earlier, there's not a guarantee that Public Works could actually plug in their tree lights until a little bit later. I mean, that part of that's dependent on when Public Works is available because they're doing a whole lot of stuff all at once right then.
We'll just say this there. I'll just tell ours the 6th. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right. So, the big thing right now is letting the public know that we've got a little switch going on. And I think, any other questions from anyone? Pretty good. There's going to be the magic show going on at the library at 2 o'clock. And I think you guys are gonna also have treats, right, Emmon?
Yep, we'll have cookies from I think about 11 to 7.
11 to 7? Okay, we'll get that in the brochure as well too.
And
So,
crafts.
oh yeah, that's very cool. So the big thing I think is just there's going to be a bit of traffic right by you guys, but people know how to cross streets, and
Mhm.
there'll still be traffic lights. Ian, are we doing? We don't have any kind of crosswalk people, do we?
What do you mean? Like
Like,
people to guide people across?
mhm.
Not necessarily. No, we could maybe designate someone, but I mean, no. Usually the flags are just sufficient enough.
Yeah, we'll just have to be really careful with that because traffic will still be going down Sydney to the waterfront, to the library. There will be parking behind those businesses right there. And we'll just have to have we'll just have to have everyone be very cautious.
Mhm.
Hopefully we don't have. Yes?
What specifically are you tasking the royalty with? So I can let Helene know.
Oh, that's a very good question.
Because she asked me and I said, I'll just have to touch base with you for sure. Because I know they've been involved in the pet parade, but I just need to know where you want them and what time you want them.
Wow. Good question. So from the pet parade, I can picture them coming over to the main stage, and we'll have to see. Sometimes, Sharon, sometimes we're winging it with the royalty, depending on how late they get there and what the weather's like.
Okay.
So there won't be a lot of protection for them this year. You know, in the past, we let them go in to City
Right.
Hall, and I don't want to have them out there with their pretty dresses all getting soaked. Um, you know, I don't quite know the answer to that, but I'm going to put that on my list of to be determined.
Okay, thank you.
But I think if you could have them head over after the pet parade, it wouldn't be a bad thing. They can be pretty on stage, you know.
Okay.
We could probably have them. That stage is pretty big. Have you guys been to the fair at all and seen the great big setup, say for Olympic College and some of those?
Cindy, do you want me to see if I can find a photo really quick of what they sent us and
Yes,
share
yes,
it? Yeah,
yes, yes,
just give
yes,
me a
yes, yes.
second and I will pull that up.
Okay, you guys, this is really cool. Now, you have to picture we may not be able to afford banners for this stage, and these banners do make it look pretty cool. But yes, Janine will find them, and you go, oh, this is kind of fancy for us.
Yeah,
But
he sent several, so I'll go ahead and do a quick
okay,
share of these. And
okay.
let's see here.
It's really good to see this because then we all get a better idea. And Sharon, be peeking where you think the royalty could go. Look at this thing, you guys. Look
Wow,
at
that's big.
So there's
Whoa.
that one. He sent over several. There's
Look at
that.
that. Isn't that cool?
And
I mean, I hope it doesn't blow into the bay, but
yeah.
so it's pretty substantial. We can get those choirs in there. And what I don't know, I mean, I didn't talk to him about setting up those bleachers type seats. I think people will mostly be standing, and I don't know about a tent yet as far as the people. But look at this. Isn't that cool?
That's nice.
Yes. And so it's kind of a fold-on unit. It's it would normally be terribly pricey outside of our range. We're getting a few extra funds this year to help us accommodate this unusual setup, but he's giving us a huge discount. It's
Yeah.
off season, and it will really help to look at that, you guys. Look at that.
Ooh.
Cool.
Isn't that good, neat? I mean, it's just a beautiful setup. And so Sharon, I guess I could kind of picture royalty being maybe back there somewhere if we
Yeah.
don't have too large of a group. And we'll probably have to set up a few of 10-foot canopies also.
Oh, sorry.
So Gordon, I mean, Gus is going to do lights and things on it. So it'll be really attractive. And then the port will be doing lights along the sidewalk on the shrubberies. And they're going to probably on that grassy area actually have like a water display, you guys. So it's going to be looking like ocean. And you know how they have their little porpoise lit up creatures and some of those things that they had? We're making that grassy area turn into like a light aquarium because they do not want to have people on that destroying the grass there. So it will actually be this little lit up area. So this is going to be so pretty. And then the tree will be, the tree is somewhat hidden by the restrooms. Clearly it is. But with the white lights and the big tree topper, I think it'll show up and it'll just be beautiful. And then the port is, decorating all along the waterfront as usual. And the trees in front of City Hall across the street, those will all be lit up. So that area will be really pretty. And that'll be our Chimes and Lights this year. So that's happened in a little over 2 months. Can you believe it? Time is flying. So I know everybody get your Christmas shopping done early, right? Ah, yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. Let's get our next meeting set. And we may need to have, we may need to do some updates. I'm just looking to see for 16th. November 13th is when we're due to meet next. Should we put that on the calendar? That would only be 2 weeks out from the event. I think that's safe to do. Yeah, you like it? Emin likes it. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
the 13th.
November 13th. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Any questions, send them our way. We'll try to get them answered if we know the information. We're kind of figuring this out as we go. But thank you very much. I think that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you next month.
Bye.